Swami Vishnu-devananda asked Dr. Sivananda Advaryhoo to read from Swami Sivananda's book, and the crowd responds.
Self-exertion, Master says, so we have to constantly make the effort, purify ourselves and overcome this ego, and surrender to God. When the surrender is complete, when the grace comes, that surrender itself is an effort. So through that self-exertion, we win that grace. And then comes the immortality, then comes the freedom.
So I request Swami Yajnavalkya to come and do this. To realize God is the aim of life, and we all make an effort how to realize God. What they say through self-exertion. Self-exertion means karma yoga. Karma yoga is the only way to realize God. Or first thing is to purify our mind. Unless the mind is purified, God realization is not possible. And only one way to purify mind is karma yoga or the selfless service. Out of all those people who do selfless service, all may not get realized instead of the God. Only out of those who are making an effort, God's grace, God may select. Whom He likes, He may select for realization. But it must be understood that His selection or grace of the Lord comes for those people who are making a serious effort. He will not select a person who makes no effort. So our duty lies, would they say, to obtain the grace of God by doing Niskam Karma Yoga. Salvador.
I think I agree with everyone. Actually, the question goes on everyone. Even if you don't work towards your final goal, always you can count with the grace of God. What happens is that if you work at the same time, you will achieve your goal much sooner. You will take many less lives than if you don't work towards that goal. But you always can count with the grace of God.
Jonathan Mohan.
Well, actually, self-exertion, it comes to mean that in the beginning we are imperfect beings. We have a mind that is drawing us all the time towards the sensual world. And if we don't make any effort, any exertion to control the mind, it's actually going to be difficult just to get self-realization. Because the mind is all the time bringing us to identify with the body and the very same mind. So through self-discipline, you just have to work hard in order to control the mind and be able to go beyond it. Once you do that, so God is with His arms completely open to embrace you, because due to your own effort, He's willing just to receive you all the time. Very many people believe that the grace of the Lord is going to come by itself without any effort. But I suppose that God helps to those who help themselves. And then, when that happens, little by little disappears. There is less identification with the ego. Then comes the grace of the Lord and you get self-realization.
What's your name? Radha.
Master has put things in order in this statement. Realize Brahman. To surrender and realize that we are Brahman, self-exertion, the grace of the Lord, follows. To realize Brahman, effort becomes effortless. The grace of the Lord follows, and we attain immortality.
Gayatri, what's the name of it?
Well,
What's the name of Gayatri?
Sorry, first is to surrender to God, and I think everything will follow. Yeah, I think to surrender from your inner heart to God and the discipline and everything will come.
Ganga.
I think the same thing.
I want to say something.
Yes, please. Very welcome.
One has to love, eternal love of yourself, and to love God, Brahman. If that love comes to you, it is everything.
I will say. I want to
Devarichanger, okay, go ahead, Devarichanger.
Master Sivananda has put the entire yoga in a small sentence by saying that the ultimate aim is immortality. By immortality, he means the escape from the life and death, life and rebirth. To get that status, one has to realize the Lord. For realization of the Lord, it is not simple. It comes only by constant practice and by the grace of Lord. And by the grace of Lord. The grace of God comes through the mouth of the Guru, Acharya Devo Bhava. So with the blessing of the Guru, by constant effort, one can realize the Lord. One can realize Brahman. By realizing the Brahman, one reaches the state of immortality.
He's like lawyer, he talks like lawyer. Okay, Lilita. Lilita, you can come here, because you can shout. Yes? Well, you can speak in Malayalam, you can translate. You speak in English, there's no harm. You can speak very good English. Come here. Come in the front, because you are afraid of speaking English. Come here. Come here, Lilita. Come here, fast. No, you come here, fast. When you say, that means you won't get the grace of God. Obey obedience. Come on, fast. No, here. Come on here. Fast. No, come on. Fast, because I have no time. I have to go 4 minutes people. Fast, come here. Stand in front and watch everybody. It's more, then only you get grace of God, you know. Self-effort. Make self-effort. And then the grace of God will come to you. When you say, I can't do anything, God, then won't come. Come on, talk. Self-effort. Put that self-effort and face them. And face them. No, you better speak in English. Slowly. You can 2 words, you can speak. You can go very good English, you can speak.
Malayalam.
No, Malayalam, just English. No, you can. Self-effort. The grace of God will come to you when you put self-effort.
We surrender to the God and do our duty.
Okay, you speak in Malayalam, I will translate.
നമ്മളെ ദൈവത്തിൽ അർപ്പിച്ച് നമ്മളുടെ ഡ്യൂട്ടി നമ്മൾ ദൈവത്തിന് ദൈവം പറയുന്ന മാതിരി ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ദൈവത്തിൽ ഭക്തിയോടുകൂടി പോകുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ദൈവത്തിൽ ലയിക്കുവാൻ സാധിക്കും.
Let me wish you that effort and grace of God. Thank you. Now, where is the scientist? Any scientist here?
I'd like to say something.
Okay, please do.
I believe that I think the statement says work. Please, I have to hear the statement.
Read that in.
Realize this Brahman through self-exertion and the grace of the Lord and attain immortality.
said I hear self-exertion and grace of the Lord. In my teaching, we're told that you can't work enough to get God's grace. God's grace is free. But you just can't have grace to take you to immortality, or you can't work hard enough to get there. But you have to do your whatever work in the discipline, plus the grace of God to get there. So I say work as if everything depended upon me, and trust as if everything depended upon God.
Thank you all. I think you're all right. Everyone is right. You walk one step, God will come you 2 steps here. But if I sit here, let God bring food for me, because that is not self-effort. If I want to see the sun is shining, but if all my doors are closed, all the windows are closed, I'm sitting in the darkness. Come on, where's the sun? Sun is shining. God's grace is always there, all the time, whether you like it or not. He's like sun shining. In your own heart, He's shining. But we close all the gates, all the doors with your ego. I can do this. I can be a great Swami. I can do pranayama. I can stand on the head for 3 hours. I do pranayama morning, midday, evening and midnight 4 times. That means about 10 hours. That only will increase your ego. The very purpose of sadhana or immortality, what do you mean immortality? To attain immortality means, what do you mean immortality? What mortality? Mortality is what mortality? Thing is, this body is real. When the body is real, it's qualification. I am the body. When it's I am the body, then other qualification. I am Swami Vishnu-devananda. I am the great teacher. I am the president of the International Sivananda Yoga Wellness Centers. Is it not Swami Vishnu-devananda? Yes, sir. Thank you. I want to make sure that. Is it not Swami Vishnu-devananda? Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. I am your guru, is it not? Thank you. But now I am your guru, is it not? Finished. I have fallen down from the top to the bottom. The moment I say I am your guru, finish. I am the president, I fell down. That's not immortality. That's called mortality. That means I refer this qualification, fourth qualification. This cannot be removed by my self-effort alone. How much I say I am not Swami Vishnu-devananda, I am Brahman, but still I shout the Swami Vishnu-devananda. How much I want to think, I am not attached to this organization. I want to go to the cave. Again, my attachment comes. Just like Jadabharata fell in love with a small deer. I renounced one family. Now I got so many families. Everywhere. From Israeli families came, Israeli family came, then Poland family came, French. Look at all those families. I renounce this. The more I renounce, the more things come. By my effort, I try to remove these. It's impossible. I try. I repeat Om Namo Narayana. I know I want to get out of this anger. I want to be patient. Not patient, I want to be patient. I learn much to be patient. I did everything. I take really the vow clearly. Every new year I take a new vow. The New Year vow. I always say, I won't treat my students as stupid. I will call them as stupid. I think they're all God. I take the vow. I must see this God. In this 1 year, I will not call anyone stupid. In this 1 year, I will just only see God, Narayana, everybody. But before the New Year over, I call it stupid, where is Prasad? I tried. Once, somebody, I don't know what's the name, he called it this Santara Yogi, he's very Kundalini Yogi, and he got long beards and all the rings on, ruby rings and ring and that, every finger has got ring. And he wants to see me. He came first time from India. He wants to see me. I was in California. I know this man. I don't want to. Of course, I don't know personally, but I know that experience. He was a custom clerk in India, etc., and all that. But you know, he called me Los Angeles Center, World Center, First Center, Swami Vishnu. I was at that time. I want to see Swami Vishnu when he comes. I tried to avoid, but anyhow, he sent again message. Want to see? Why should I? Okay, come. And few other professors also came from UCLA. So I arranged a little dinner for everybody, lunch. So and then during the conversation, lunch and conversation, and he was talking about Kundalini over here. The best method is to awaken the Kundalini. And these professors used from the UCLA and other places, few of them, 2 or 3 of them. They were not Swamis and yogis, but they immediately said, you know, how can you talk about Kundalini? It's very difficult anyone to awaken the Kundalini or to talk about Kundalini. But you said Kundalini is very easy. And people just fall into the wrong trap. They said something like that. And maybe he said, oh no. We gurus knows how to teach the students. And he went on talking about the gurus knows about the student's fault. And he knows how to bring that knowledge. I kept my mouth shut and I grind my And he went on talking as the professors. They were simple people but very intelligent professors. And I grinded and grinded. I kept my mouth shut, but start boiling inside. How much exercise you can put in the kettle drum, you can close. But you can more you close, more airtight you make it. What happened? So that was happened. I kept my mouth shut. Then the kettle drum blew up in front of everybody. Stop that nonsense. I said, yes. Don't talk Kundalini. You don't even know how to spell Kundalini. Great Master Swami Sivananda. I want to awaken Kundalini. I went and asked him, Gurudev, yes, go and wash all the clothes of the guests. It is where guests and dry and give. What can you do with the Kundalini? I want to awaken Kundalini. I came to awaken Kundalini. He asked me to wash the clothes for the people. I never did this menial job. This is a menial job, you know. So I just shouted at him, oh me, don't talk about nonsense. I know who you are and what you are doing. And please don't. These professors are simple people. Though they are intelligent people, they talk. Kundalini you cannot awaken by anybody. It is your own self-effort and also grace of God. You can effort, you can do asana, pranayama, service, all this. But still without the grace of God, it won't come. Also, no guru can give this realization. You have to work yourself. But the moment you work more pranayama, your ego will go up. You pray, oh Lord, I did my duty. I do not know. I don't want even to awaken the Kundalini. Let your grace come and do what you want. Only when you say, thy will be done, not my will be done because I do pranayama. At that time, if the ego is not gone out, then the grace of God will come. But as I hold my breath, my ego goes up. So a small story. A demon called Vikasura. It's the Bhagavatam. It's like several stories told in Bhagavatam. These demonical people, they got willpower, tremendous willpower, and they can do tremendous penance. So this Vikasura meditated on Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva is easy to please. Vishnu, if you meditate, you will never get angry. So the demons will never worship Vishnu because he never cares about the music. So they always worship Shiva. Shiva is easily pleased, very easily. And he stood on one leg, and fire was burning, hot fire. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh Lord, I want you to come down and bless me and give my boon. Lord Shiva did not come. He cut a portion of the muscle and threw in the fire, offered as worship, like you are offering flowers. He cut that. And then, oh, still Lord Shiva did not come. He cut a portion of the thigh and threw. So he started cutting on more flesh was throwing. But there's pain, but he didn't care about the pain. I want Lord Shiva to come and give my boon. And so much flesh is gone, there's nothing more, only bones left, except his head. And still Lord Shiva did not come. He took the sword. Okay, Lord Shiva, if you don't come, I'm going to cut my head and offer to you the whole. So you're about to cut the head. Lord Shiva immediately came and stopped. You ask, I'm very pleased. You ask anything you want, I will give you. Then he said, give me that boon. That when I touch anyone's head, that person will die. Be it so. Now he has got the power. He can touch anyone too. By mere touch of sufficient. And the person will be dead and gone in ashes. And what he did the next time, next thing, he want to do on the Lord Shiva himself now. He went to Lord Shiva and I want to put his head on Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, oh my God, I gave this boon to this fellow. Now if I try to kill him, that means my boon is not going to, people will think that. So he ran away. He ran away. Because there's so many infinite universes inside and infinite universe, the moment he touches means universe itself will die because he gave the boon. So he ran. He ran. And Bhakman, the Bhakasura started putting the hands like this. Shiva, wherever he goes, he is all the way out. And finally, Lord Vishnu knew the trouble. Lord Shiva has gotten down. He immediately came as a beautiful Brahmin and smiled. Hey, king of demons, where are you running? Why are you running? I'll help you. You tell me what's the problem. Then he said, I got the boon from Lord Shiva and I want to test on his head. He's running away. I can't get it. Oh, what a fool you are. That smiling face, a lot of Maya, smiling face. That Shiva, he's got no power. He lost his Ishvara, means Godhood, because he was cursed by Yaksha in one of the stories, long story again. The Yaksha cursed Lord Shiva and he lost his Godhead. God, he has got no power. He is living in the burial ground and he's got ash all over the body. Well, he has got nothing. He lives always meditating. He has got no power. He has got no power. And you are just thinking that he has got power. He gave you the boon. What a stupid person you are. You can find out very easily if this boon is going to work or not. You don't have to run after Shiva. You can find out how do you. I am very much interested in you. I am for welfare. That Shiva is fool. He has got nothing. Don't worry about that. You just can find out simple how stupid you did. Just put your hands on your head, you can find out. And he put it, and he became mad. The story is, you can do penance, intent like that. You can even body you can sacrifice, but you do not sacrifice your ego. You get all the boons. You can be the universal God, the God of the whole universe. You can get that boon, but that's not going to be immortality. You will destroy yourself with that ego. Suddenly, and it will bother me to return. If anyone tries to use the power, even spiritual power, the very power will destroy it. So the very spiritual practice, you think you are doing more pranayama, more japa, you are doing more asanas and more karma yoga, etc. But even karma yoga, if you think that I am the doer, I created thousands of hospitals, I served so many big people, I am the great selfless worker. So first that story, that man was, so I scolded him, stop this nonsense, try to, even Gurudev Sivananda never said, he's a servant, loves you. He never said awaken Kundalini, he never taught Kundalini, he seldom ever think of Kundalini, there's no meaning. Kundalini will awaken automatically when you purify your heart, it is a birthright. But when it's the darkness, how can it come up? I just little bit advice in front of everybody. Then my ego started going up, my God. Then Gurudev, always I remember, when my ego up, I saw Gurudev, first time when I saw him, I don't want to go before him, I came from army, and then I saw he was just at that Ashram of Vishnu in 1946, and I just came down from Jalandhar, and he was coming down from his office. That office was the President Post Office, very small, that's all, everything. President Post Office contained his chair and the 2-3 factories and a few books and book stands, that's all, it's nothing much. And he finished his work, he came down the steps, and then he has to go to the left to his cottage. And I saw him coming, I did not expect it. Suddenly I saw, and oh my God, the great man, I don't want to stand before him. And not only that, I don't know how to greet, I never know how to greet this great man like Swami Sivananda. And plus also, I don't have that humility to go before him. There's two things. One thing that I want to salute him, but I don't know how to do. Secondly, I am arrogant. I don't want to go my head before anybody. So two things quarreling. So to avoid both the quarrels, so I just moved and hid behind a small wall. So let it pass by. I don't want any problem. So I just moved. And Gurudev just walked down. He turned his left. He turned to the right where I was hiding. Then he asked, I'm coming from Jalandhar. Jalandhar is my headquarters, where army headquarters where I come from Punjab. Now you've got lots of problems there. Before I could ask yes or no, he was going before me. My body shook violently. I fell at his feet with all my heart, with all my love. Nobody in this world will make me to bow my head. Even if the gun is pointed at me, I wouldn't care about that. I'm like Bakasura. I can, all my flesh I can burn. I am not worried about that. But my ego I did not able to conquer. He saw that. Only he could show me the truth. The greatness of a great man is not because ego is humble. Not he's got 10 heads and there's 20 antennas sticking out. Not he's sitting with a 20 peacock feather to hit everybody. That's ego. He bowed before me. My body understood, oh my God, this man is not just an ordinary man. Just like the story of yesterday, the Jadabharata, who was acted as a madman, idiot, stupid. Gurudev also acted exactly like that. He acted like stupid. He will ask questions as if he doesn't know anything. he will camouflage himself in a different way. Not Jadabrada camouflage with the or dirty dress and so forth. Gurudev camouflage himself like Jadabrada in a different way. He will sit on a big sofa with a big table with a pot of fountain pen and cold glass, and all the disciples were not be sitting and meditating. You will see on two lines of typewriters, they will be typing and dictating like a president of a big business president. You know, okay, send this letter, send this book to them, and you will be dictating everything. And the ashram has got a highway which goes all the way to Badrinath. So ashram is divided this lower and upper, where the temples and main ashrams are. And Gurudev office is just, he can see people going through the road and also up, he can see. So he comes and sits in a small office and opens all these business. He opens the bag and gives the dead letters and gives it a rope and send the book to Swami Vishnu, can send this book to that man and send it to the president and do this and do that. And suddenly people were just walking through the Breshmula. They heard there's a God-related soul in this. Naturally, pilgrims come for getting blessing from God-related soul. Comes slowly. And off the gate, I'm at the door. When master is sitting, no, anyone can come. They are neutral. And if people are educated and so forth, they can master. There are many people are just want a blessing. One Namah Shivaya, you say. And then they walk away, 2 minutes only, you know, one Namah Shivaya, just sufficient. They just go up, they got their blessing, that's sufficient. But there, sometimes visitors come, educated people, say a professor from Benares, Sanskrit, great scholar, Benedict, he knows all of us. Suppose he's a VIP, come in this, some professor from Benares wants to talk to you. Please sit down, please sit down. Immediately, oh, come on, bring some more books, autograph, bring concentration medicine, mind, precision, control your autograph, and by then, Vishnu-devananda, big Vishnu-devananda, and then his question from me. Have you seen God? Hey, bring more books. Bring the book, Necessity for Sannyas. And bring, then, how to become rich. No, bring that book, how to become rich. He autographed that. Very humorous. But he will be serious afterwards. He will write so much book about 50 rupees, 100 rupees, that's quite long for us, but and then his question is answered, but he's answered in a different way. And then suddenly, okay, thank you. Swami Vishnu, bring some tea for him. You like tea or coffee? Coffee, okay, Swami. Bring the coffee immediately. Because at that ashram himself don't drink that tea or coffee, but it's also very expensive for us. For India, it's coffee is not as cheap as you think, you know. For us, it's very valuable. Plus, the ashram, at those days, was very nothing. There was nothing in the ashram. But this expensive thing, brings the ginger cookies also. Oh my God, he's getting ginger cookies, which is far beyond our imagination. And he got a coffee, and he got hundreds of rupees worth of free books. Still, Master did not answer his question. Have you seen God? But he is answering. How did he answer? Right? So that's true. That whatever he does, he is doing it with that attitude. Everyone is God. Even like a professor or an illiterate or a leper, there will be lots of lepers who sit on the roadside. And those days, nowadays they are all. Those days, all the lepers were on the roadside. You know, they all waiting to be begged, and the master is giving them whatever he can. All this is with his heart. We feed the monkeys. Also on Saturdays, monkeys for Hanuman. All monkeys for Hanuman. So he sorry, it's innate nature to give and serve. There's no false thing, there is nothing hypocrisy in his action. But in this condition, he's a professor and he's got well-to-do man from the Indian point of view, and he makes money and he's got wife and family and children, professor, he knows all Vishnu-devananda, so he's well educated. He's answering in a different way to this professor. Anyone can say how he was answering? It's simple. He gave all the things, books and all the cookies and coffee. By that time he's looking at watch. 15 minutes. Oh, Swami Sivananda Maharaj, I had to go to Vishnu-devananda, it takes another 30 minutes, then I had to catch my bus and the train I had to catch. No, that's all. And he drank coffee and ate and he collected everything and then walked out. Gurudev answered this question. You are still living in tea and coffee. That's all your God. Though you are educated, professor, still you are living with the sense pressure. You want to enjoy yourself. And Ashram is poor. I gave you all this. It's not because of we want anything from you. To test whether you are ready to understand this answer which I will give. He gave all the books. And must have paid at least 50 rupees over that. 50 rupees is like $500 now for us. Yet he will not give 1 rupee as a donation. And he walked out. He got everything. He thought, oh, Sivananda was pleased by my grace. You save the money. What are you going to do with this money? At least 5 rupees he gave as a donation. What is, if he did not give, what is going to do this for 5 rupees? What is going to do? He is going to buy jewelry or a cloth or some present to his wife. And yet, you are living in such a state in the kindergarten level. Though you learn Upanishad, your sons, professor, Vedanta, Brahmasmi, you know. But that Brahman, God, cannot be described in words. Those who knows not. Those who knows not. Those who knows not, knows it. And you know that also, intellectually. But you are not purified your heart. And you got 15 minutes to find out what's God. Because you are always looking at what? Ever. God has got time. You can just wait certain time only and I must get all the answers in 15 minutes. Because he is only fit for that. Okay, here is your God, copy. Here is something. And when you are in trouble, one day your wife will run away and then you read Necessity for Sannyas. That makes you come first. When you are poor, Swami Sivananda gave book how to become rich. So let me see how to become rich. Now I got no money. You open first simple thing. What's not book lesson? You say. If you are poor, if you want to become rich, marry a rich girl. Then next page. Or be adopted by a rich father. You get some jokes in the beginning. And the last, then comes, if you want to be real rich, become just hairless. He's very humorous also. He is also very, Malthus got very beautiful humor. And he put everything in without them. So he must read that one day. One day he'll read. They're all often with them. These people I'm giving this book free. They are not going to read, they are going to put it somewhere in the corner. But when they are in trouble, they are open this Divan Sadhana and they don't know what to do and some answer they will find. So here is the typical incident. These people have ego. They don't understand. God is not a person somewhere you can see. Or he comes and blesses you. He is within you. And he is within the professor. And he is the person who is coming as a beggar or leper. God there everywhere. Jesus was saying this. I am my Father one, my Father are one, I am in you, you are in me, I am He. So, and then when the people came to crucify him, If you say, I am you, in you, you are in me, the people who are coming to crucify him, who are there? Who are there? God. God came to crucify, and God crucifies God. And if you try to abstract, that means he is not surrendered. So his philosophy is just a word. God, I am a father, God, I am in you, you are in me, I am he. Just a mere word. He is not conquered the ego. He still has it with his body. He is trying to protect the body. The test came to see whether he has transcended that ego, the body consciousness. That was the crucifixion. That highest ascending the cross is not easy. Ascending the cross is the most difficult thing. You have to crucify your ego, complete. That's what crucifixion, not the body. Body is no mean like Picasso even cut his head and offered. But he could not remove the ego. But Jesus conquered that. Yes. And the most crucial period. Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing. That is called the clear crucifixion. The breaking the ego at that last moment. Nothing can, even the pain, nothing is, still he is worrying about. These people don't know. By killing this flesh, they are going to kill this Atman. They are the Supreme. The ego has to be conquered. Like Jesus, Guru Sivananda, many other great masters, good giants, they have conquered this ego. So that only can come by grace of God. Even Jesus at the cross, 1 minute, he had a little duality. What was the duality? When he was on the cross, what did he say first? Yeah? Why did you forsake me? It is extreme because he was insulted and put him with the two beasts. It's all he can take it. But if God, why did you forsake me? Why did not? He has surrendered completely. Still that duality there. Why did you God forsake me? Means still he has got doubt whether God is going to come and save him. That one small thing he has to conquer. That's the ego. Why God you have forsaken? God won't forget anyone. His grace is always there. He's waiting only when the ego is completely melted and surrendered to him. And then when the grace comes. When he said, then suddenly he knew that, God knew that he's completely helpless, surrendered. Why they forsaken me, God? I surrender to you. At that time, the light came. He saw everything is God. He saw to your grace. The people came to crucify him. It's the God's grace. Forgive them, God. I made a mistake. Your grace is always with me. I never doubt. And the moment he said, I'm not going to doubt for your grace, I forgive them, and full grace came. He transcended higher heaven. Not just physically, not physical, but that beyond the earth. He left there. That's called transcendental state. You understand that? So when I prostrated this man afterwards, because I want to do, and remember always when my ego goes up and I go function, I always my ego goes, oh my God, no, I must prostrate. Mentally I do that, so they won't see. But that doesn't help them, but anyhow, at least I got no way to. So I prostrated this man publicly in front of the professor. The moment I prostrated before this, he said, now he is able to mesmerize me. That's also accepted. Then I was thinking how humble I am. I was prostrating before to break my ego. I was thinking how humble I am. I shuddered. Oh Lord, I tried to break my ego by going before this man, but my ego says I am greater than him because I am very humble. Definitely I am humbler than Swami Vishnu. Is it not true? Yeah. I am humbler than everybody here. I am very humble person, I am spiritual person, egoistic person, I am a very spiritual person. Everybody, anyone can ask. You can ask all the people they will tell. Make some books about it, okay, how humble Swami is. And follow the television, and then follow the most humble person in the whole world is Swami Vishnu, you can tell everything. The very nature, how you remove your the ego, even that makes the ego into a status symbol. No way you can escape this ego without God's grace. That's what the fourth purpose will be. You put your effort, but don't think God will come like Jesus. He accepted everything. Though he has got the power, God has given the power to destroy anybody who comes to and save his flesh. But then God's grace will not come. God will come. God's grace will come only when you surrender. His grace then only will come. That's a good way. Do your effort. You are after pranayama, but don't think that your effort alone will bring you up. You cannot transcend the Maya and its immortality. And when you surrender, you do your effort. Karmanya vadivarate, do your duty. I will bless you. And I will give you. That's what Swami Vishnu said. His grace will come in surrender. I'll tell you two small stories and then I'll conclude. With this message is break this ego. The worst ego is, you know what the best ego? Pardon? The religious ego, Swami ego, is worst ego. There's no pardon for it. Actually, Hitler, we know that he's got ego. Mussolini has got ego. President Reagan has got. President Bush has got ego. But that ego is pardonable. But Swami ego, the religious hypocrisy, religious ego, is the worst ego. It's impossible to remove it. The moment I become Swami, everyone wants to go before me because I got an orange robe. So do not think by becoming a Swami, you can remove your ego. Of course, you can take renounce your family, children, etc. And you can, but still, the ego will not go by renouncing until you go to the root cause of all problems. The ego. Stories is two so small symbols of stories. Once, Lord Krishna and Arjuna, his best friend, went for a pilgrimage incognito. They changed their form. They did not have food and hands, etc. It's not ordinary beggars, it's not pilgrims. And it is a customary in India when you go for pilgrimage, and you can ask some alms. There's no other food and water. You can get somebody some. They will give. It's actually allowed. And anybody comes to your house, even if you do not know, not beggars, I'm talking because there's no hotels or motels and so forth. If anybody comes as a pilgrim, and it is the duty of the householder to give some food, or water he can get. We went to a rich man's house, incognito, and the rich man, he knows so many beggars coming. Arjuna and Krishna came. He called the gods, can't throw them out. These beggars coming and bothering me all the time. They've got nothing to do. The gods came and pushed them both of them out. Don't come here again. And bolted the door. Krishna came out, blessed this rich man. He has got so many lands, so much property, so many cows and so many cattle and those too. He plus more. He'll have more cattle, more children, more grandchildren, more homes, more property, more wealth, more gold. He blessed more. Arjuna could understand what he is doing. This man did not even give a bit of water, he blesses with everything. More and more he is getting. He was surprised, Arjuna. Let us go. And then they walked further and then found a poor man, not poor man, he came in his house. This farmer has got nothing but a cow. In India, a cow is very valuable. He milks the cows and he sells them. With that he makes food and everything. It's depending upon the milk. But he is a good devotee of Lord Krishna, or Lord Vishnu, or whatever it is. He's a great devotee. And they incarnate both Arjuna and Krishna came. And Advaryhoo Bhava, let the guest be yoga. Immediately he did not even Krishna and Arjuna, He just made them sit down and whatever, and brought little milk which he has to make a living. He has to sell that milk to support his family. But he has got no choice because some guests came, surprisingly. Immediately he brought all the milk and give to both. That's all I can give. And the Dhammas are going to starve on that day. Krishna and Arjuna drank the milk and Krishna came out. Today your cow will die. Cow will die. Arjuna was more surprised. He gave everything to the man who is the rich man. He has got plenty already. This man has got only a cow. He killed the cow. The cow died in front of him. That's the only way he can survive. Arjuna, now, what is this? This man gave it all his heart, little milk he had. That's the only thing he has got. But he destroyed his cow. You cursed him. That Krishna smiled. Yes, I gave everything to the rich man, but not this man. All the extra wealth I gave, extra money I have, extra things I gave, he'll have more problem with that. No one is going to, no family member will love him. They only want his money, like forward youth. No one loves him. And he'll have no love from his family. He won't trust anybody. He'll live in that house. There's so many houses there, he cannot sleep at night because who is going to take his house, his property and so forth. And he won't trust his own wife and children. And he'll have hell of life because he's got more money, more power, and he cannot sleep at night. And so who is going to, which robber is going to come? He's afraid of all the time, he's afraid of robber, thief, and death, and fear, disease, sickness, and he'll be having a miserable life there by guarding and looking at that. But this farmer, he's devoted to me, but he's got one small attachment. One small attachment. He's not able to surrender fully to me. And that attachment is the cow. The cow supports him. And he's attached. Of course, that's the only way he can support his family. Because of that, he's not giving his full heart to me. And when I destroyed that attachment from him, now he has got nothing to do. He has to surrender to me completely. And I will take care of him. I will be his servant. I will be watching him everything for his life. He doesn't have to work for anything. I am his servant. I will be working for him. Do you think God will just give grace very easily? He can give you money. He can give wealth. What's that very easy? But to give his grace is very miserable. He is very miserable. He won't give the grace until you surrender. That one story is sufficient. I'll give more of that one. So Gurudev, that story that comments that you put yourself forward, and without grace of God and surrender, you cannot reach immortality. If not, Gurudev must have given immortality by this time. We are still working. Swami Vishnu is 83 years man. But his grace comes only, we know that we are with ego, but we do whatever we can in the name of Sivananda. I never start anything in the name of Swami Vishnu-devananda. If I start Swami Vishnu-devananda Yoga Art Center, none of you will welcome. Do you know that? No one will work. Who will hear my scolding? Swami Sharma, you will take one of my scolding if I am not working for Swami Sivananda? Yeah, that's true. You won't work. The moment you know Swami Vishnu-devananda, he wants to develop his name, and no one will work. You won't come here. If I am doing something, if something happens here, it's not my power. Though I am not able to surrender completely, but I know that I want to bring Gurudev's message to you also. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Not awaken the Kundalini. I can talk about the Kundalini, I can give all the blessings and so forth, and it's more peak of it, I can hit you and create all those paraphernalia. That's all ego. It's very difficult. That Gurudev, great master, we taught only one thing: serve, love, give, purify. And Kundalini will awaken automatically. Meditation will come naturally and you reach immortality. So, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate. Adapt, adjust, accommodate, bear himself, bear injury. Highest sadhana, yoga sadhana. And God bless you all. Let us do this message. And in this symposium, you can only escape your karma by offering everything to God. At that time, the seeds are fried, surrender, everything, offer to Him. Thy will be done. Sarva dharman paritijya mamegam sharanam braja. Aham tvam sevabhyo mokshisha mokshisha. The last moment he said, abandon all duties, all dharmas. Don't worry about which is good and which is bad, this is right, that is right. You can't do that. It's impossible to conquer my Maya. Don't worry. You just surrender to me. Abandon all duties and all good and bad. How many people are going to kill? How bad you are? How many lies you told? How many times you called Swami Vishnu? It doesn't matter. You surrender to me, and I'll take care of you. Everything. What more do you want? That one thing God wants your heart and your egoistic state. That's all He wants. Surrender with your heart and with all your love. And there's a prayer, the Jewish prayer, what's the prayer? I love their God with all their. Come on, repeat that. Louder. One person. Love their Lord with all your heart. With God louder. Come here, repeat that. That's very important. That's called surrender. Love their God. Just you do it. Come on. Okay. Love their God. So you can first you can do in Hebrew and then you can translate in English.
You want to say in Hebrew the microphone something?
Yeah?
In Hebrew the microphone something?
Pardon?
You want to...
What's that?
With all your heart, with all your heart.
No, Hebrew first.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל נפשך ובכל מאודך ובכל מאודיך.
Okay, now repeat, translate. Now translate and translate. Okay, how translate for more
Thou shalt love thy Lord with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
all thy might.